File 7A, Pronunciation, B. 1,
Ooh. Lunch. Fruit. Scooter. True.
2,
Couple. Muscles. Pull. Tongue.
3,
Cut. Full. Push. Put.
4,
You. Cute. Musical. Subtitles. Uniform.
File 7A, Listening.
And now for a review of last night's TV shows. The highlight for me was a new series called The Unteachables. It's a kind of reality show that tries to find out if it's really true that there are students who can't be taught. Last night, we were introduced to the students. There are 16 of them altogether, and they're all 14 years old. They've all been suspended from schools at least once, and their teachers think they're impossible to teach. Watching the students on last night's show, it isn't hard to see why. We see the group during their introductory weekend at the study camp when they meet each other for the first time. At one point, one of the boys warns that he might set the building on fire. You couldn't imagine how their teacher was going to teach them. And that's where 40-year-old Philip Beadle comes in. Beadle used to be a rock musician, but he gave up music at the age of 32 to become a teacher. Since then, he has had a very successful career in education. His greatest achievement was when he worked at a high school where there were a lot of problems. He worked really hard, and his students got the best test scores in English that the school had ever seen. All of his students passed their exams, half of them with the highest score. But let me get back to the show. In Beadle's first class, he manages to help the students learn to trust him by playing a game with the children. In the game, Beadle and the students point at each other and say an insult. This might not seem very educational, but Beadle had the attention of all the students, and everybody was joining in. And that was the point of the game. You might think that Beadle's teaching methods are pretty unusual, and you'd be right. At one point on last night's show, he took the students out into the country. They found a field with cows in it, and he made them read poems and plays by Shakespeare to the cows. Remember that these are children who refuse to read in front of other people in a classroom. In another scene, they are in a different field learning about punctuation. Beadle teaches this by going around to different students and shouting the names of the types of punctuation. So, for example, he shouts, question mark, then, huh, and at the same time moves his body into a shape like a question mark. The students learn by copying him, and it looks like a lot of fun. By the end of the first episode, the students are starting to accept their new teacher. Some of them even say he's all right. I really enjoyed The Unteachables, and I really want to know what happens next. If you're fascinated by the experiment like I am, you'll watch the next episode at the same time next Wednesday. Personally, I can't wait.